Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
It's one of the biggest races in the country, the race for Michigan's seat in the U.S. Senate, and there is a major shakeup regarding the frontrunner. Coming up, the results from our new poll.
But first, new COVID-19 cases and deaths continuing to rise here in Michigan, with hospitalizations increasing steadily, including upticks in critical care and ventilator use. The coronavirus pandemic tops our news here at noon.
Good afternoon, everybody. The state is reporting more than 2,300 new cases of the coronavirus in the past day. We've also lost another 28 Michiganders to the virus. We've got other headlines. A new plan from Dearborn Schools would have middle and high school students return in January, and that is if conditions in the community approve. Also, Plymouth Canton School says it will now keep middle and high school students home until late January. Elementary students have returned to in-person learning. Meantime, Eastern Michigan University is extending its holiday break because of the virus. It's also taking its winter commencement virtual. Michigan, meantime, is not the only state seeing an uptick in cases, and because of a national increase, U.S. stocks fell sharply this morning. Take a look right there. The Dow down some 689 points. You're looking live at the big board, and as you can see, things do remain in the red. Investors are concerned that the latest increase in coronavirus infections could halt the global economic recovery. Meantime, the United States is leading the world in coronavirus cases. We have averaged more than 70,000 new cases a day over a week, shattering records.
And there are more than 8,784,000 confirmed cases in the U.S., and in total, more than 226,000 Americans have died from the virus. And that is according to a Johns Hopkins University database. Across the country now, a growing number of hospitals are being overwhelmed with coronavirus patients. As Gabe Gutierrez reports, the situation is growing even more dire in one Texas town where an emergency field hospital has been set up.
The hospitals in El Paso are full, so now mobile medical tents are being set up outside to treat the rapidly growing number of COVID patients. A children's hospital is offering extra beds for the overflow. The city's convention center is now a field hospital. This is not New York. It's Texas.
We are at a very critical situation at this point in time.
The county judge here has imposed an overnight curfew.
But I've gotten as close to the provisions of a stay-at-home order that you can get.
Across the country, 36 states have seen a rise in hospitalized patients over the last week.
Most of us are very paranoid about this winter. You got COVID and flu, plus the normal emergencies that we always see. We just don't have the capacity to handle another influx.
Rising cases in Chicago are forcing new restrictions. Starting Friday, no indoor dining or bar service.
1 in 250 Chicagoans have been infected and diagnosed with COVID just within the last 3 weeks.
In Wisconsin, Leah Blumberg was sick with COVID months ago, but still has lingering symptoms.
I definitely would have taken it more seriously had I known how serious it was.
The U.S. is now averaging more than 72,000 new COVID cases a day. Here in El Paso, hospitalizations are up 300%. Dr. Bert Johansson and other volunteers run a clinic for migrants and lower-income patients. He's seeing almost 200 a day, and about half are COVID positive.
There's a lot of fear amongst my patients. I had a woman today, 76 years old, having an asthma attack. And she was worried about it being an infection with COVID. And you could hear the fear.
All right, and that was Gabe Gutierrez reporting. Here at home, with cases rising, we know you have so many questions and concerns. So we plan to take an in-depth look at the pandemic and its impact on our lives here in Michigan. It happens this Friday at 8 p.m. Make sure to join Devin, Kimberly, and Dr. Frank McGeorge for this hour-long special.
In this intense election cycle, there have been rumors and fears of widespread voter fraud and intimidation at the polls.
Meantime, early voting is smashing records with just 6 days until the election. The voting tally is already at more than half of the 2016 total votes. 136 million total ballots were cast in the 2016 presidential election. At least 73 million people have cast their ballots thus far for the 2020 election. Meantime, as Tom Costello reports, there are now official teams fanning out across the country to make sure that voters and the ballots that are cast are kept safe and secure.
We're in Gaithersburg, Maryland here. Voting started at 7 a.m. The line was wrapped around the building, and then they quickly dealt with those people in the initial surge. No problems here, very peaceful, no intimidation whatsoever. But in some states, we are seeing loud, boisterous crowds outside of polling places, honking and yelling and screaming and waving flags. In some cases, coming with guns. Is that voter intimidation? And what's the fine line between just yelling and engaging in free speech and voter intimidation if you have a weapon? In open carry states where weapons are legal, is a voter intimidation. Can you walk into a polling place with a gun? In Michigan, they tried to say that that can't happen. You can't walk in with a gun. A judge struck that down. It's an open carry state. Across the country, DAs and police chiefs say that they are walking a fine line here, but they are absolutely determined not to allow voter intimidation in this critical election, as we're now down to the final week before Election Day. I'm Tom Costello in Gaithersburg, Maryland. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Tom. Speaking of the election, it is the race being watched nationally, the battle for U.S. Senate seat here in Michigan. Now, up until today, first-term Senator and Democrat Gary Peters had looked vulnerable to Republican challenger John James. But now, our exclusive WDIV Detroit News polling has Peters ahead by nearly 10 points. Now, this race has been at various points in the last 3 months within the margin of error or just right above that margin. So why now does Peters look like he's pulled so very far ahead? Mara McDonald has the answer.
A tremendous amount of money has been poured into this Senate race, and for a good portion of it, first-term U.S. Senator Gary Peters, the Democrat, has been vulnerable to GOP challenger John James. But now, a shift.
We have been saying all along for the last 2 months that when you look at those undecided voters in the race, they felt disproportionately Democratic.
Zuba says that's what's driving Peters' surge, which closely mimics the presidential numbers. Take a look at those overall presidential numbers here in Michigan. Biden has consistently led the president here. He's now at +8, which is just about a mirror for those Senate numbers.
I think these two races are extremely intertwined with each other. I think as goes the state for the presidency, will go the Senate race.
I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
And in GOP circles, James is still viewed as a formidable candidate and a good possibility to pick up that Senate seat. Evrod?
Both President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden are making their final campaign push. With 6 days until the election, Vice President Mike Pence will be visiting Flint today for rallying there for President Trump. And this comes on the heels of the president's visit to Lansing on Tuesday. In the meantime, Joe Biden stumped in Georgia, a state that the Democrats haven't won since Clinton back in 1992. With the countdown to the election quickly winding down, former Vice President Joe Biden made 2 stops in Georgia, looking to flip the traditionally Republican state blue with a message of unity.
Something's happening here in Georgia and across America. People of different races, backgrounds, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, they're coming together to transcend the old divides and show what's possible.
While in Florida, former President Barack Obama launched another attack against President Donald Trump's handling of the coronavirus pandemic.
And what's his closing argument? That people are too focused on COVID. He said this at one of his rallies. COVID, 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 he's complaining. He's jealous of COVID's media coverage.
And the president was apparently watching it in real time, complaining about his predecessor's comments in a tweet. And to supporters at a campaign rally in Wisconsin, ignoring social distancing guidelines against holding large gatherings as new coronavirus cases reach record levels across the United States.
Obama has no crowd. We have the opposite. We have so many people. They don't like it.
On his 3-state tour of Michigan, Wisconsin, and Nebraska.
Now I've got to say, I'm working my ass off here.
Trump looked to appeal to suburban women voters.
So I'm saving suburbia. I'm getting your kids back to school. We're getting your husbands back to work, and everybody wants it.
And insisted the coronavirus crisis will be over soon. The same day, the White House falsely claimed it ended the pandemic, despite nearly 500,000 Americans testing positive for COVID-19 in the last week alone.
Right now, it's COVID, 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 no matter what happens. COVID, COVID. No, we're rounding the term. We're rounding that beautiful turn, and it's going to be very good.
Biden accuses the president of giving up on fighting the coronavirus.
We can and we will control this virus. As president, I will never wave the white flag of surrender. Imagine where we'd be today with a president who practiced social distancing instead of holding super spreader events.
And while Donald Trump targets swing states and looks to hang on to those he won in 2016, the Biden campaign is aiming beyond traditionally blue and battleground states. Both Trump and Biden's running mate Kamala Harris will hold dueling events in Arizona later today.
Joe and I feel very strongly. Nobody's supposed to vote for us. We need to earn their vote. And that's why we are traveling around the country.
The Biden campaign told voters in Georgia that next week's election is about more than just winning the White House, but flipping the United States Senate and securing Democratic victories down the ballot. Dr. Jill Biden will be here tomorrow, although the campaign has not released her exact location. Former Vice President Joe Biden will be visiting our state on Halloween. We'll let you know more once more information about their visits are released, which does come 3 days, just three days before the election. Right now, we want to get to some breaking news just into the Local 4 newsroom from Detroit's West Side. This is new video where a suspicious package was seen in the parking lot. This is at the 12th Precinct station there, just on 7 Mile west of Woodward. The department's bomb squad and evidence techs were called in to investigate the scene. The investigation is still going on there right now. We do expect an update from police sometime this afternoon. No word on how it got there, but we will keep you updated on that.
All right, let's talk about our weather and what we can expect for the rest of our afternoon. Taking a look at the sky cam over Detroit. It does look like it's shaping up to be a pretty nice day out there, Brandon. How are things over in Grosse Pointe?
Oh, beautiful. We're going to be gaining a couple of degrees an hour here, not eternally, but through the afternoon. So still a little crisp out there, but not bad. That sunshine. I'll tell you what, vitamin D, it's free. Get out there and go soak some of it in. The Big House in the background hosting Michigan State this Saturday, Halloween, and we are looking forward to that. Temps are, well, one of these is not like the others. It's 47 Detroit, Ann Arbor, and Lapeer, 48 Monroe. Southwest winds are 7 to 17, and we're on our way to double nickels, 55. A beautiful afternoon, especially compared to the cold rain and snowflakes from yesterday. But unfortunately, guys, it's a little short-lived. We'll talk about the return of clouds, showers coming up.
Or Karen, we can just have our producer cut that whole segment all together. I see the sun shining in beautifully here in the newsroom. We'll skip weather. Yeah, I agree. All right. Still to come, everybody, we are tracking Zeta as we're talking weather this afternoon. Zeta is re-strengthening to a hurricane and is taking aim at the Gulf Coast.
So what areas will feel the greatest impact of the storm? We'll talk about that. Plus, sniffer dogs are a regular sight at airports around the world, but can they sniff out the coronavirus? A surprising find from researchers in Finland when we come back.